No one in Willow Creek could explain why the rancher's son had gone silent. Folks whispered that he'd been hurt too young, that something inside him had broken the night his mother died in that barn fire. But the truth was harder. 12-year-old Sam Turner watched the world through eyes that didn't trust anyone. When his father, Eli Turner, tried sending for mail-order brides, not a single woman lasted more than a day. One saw Sam staring from the loft and ran screaming. Another lasted an hour before saying, "There's something wrong with that boy." So Eli stopped trying. Until the winter night, a desperate widow knocked at their door with frozen fingers and a story she couldn't speak. And she wasn't just here for shelter. She was the only one who didn't turn away. But the truth she brought with her was about to break the ranch open. Clara Whitlock arrived with nothing but a carpet bag and a worn letter she refused to unfold. Snow clung to her lashes, and the way she shivered told Eli she hadn't eaten in days. "I came because your ad said you needed a woman unafraid of children with troubles," she whispered. Eli studied her. She wasn't fragile like the others. Her eyes held storms. Inside the cabin, Sam watched her from behind the stairs, his breathing sharp, fingers twitching like he might run. But instead he stepped down slowly, studying her face as if searching for danger. Clara knelt before him, not close, not reaching, just present. "You don't have to talk," she murmured. "You don't owe me anything." Sam's next step toward her changed everything Eli thought he knew. Sam reached out, not with words, but by placing a small carved horse in her palm before darting away. Eli froze. Sam never approached strangers. Clara held the carving gently, studying its cracks. "He made this?" she asked. "With his own hand," Eli muttered. "Only thing he trusts." Something softened between them, faint but real. Later, while preparing stew, Clara noticed Eli watching her too closely. "You should know," he said, voice low. "Most women leave when they see Sam's quiet ways." She smiled sadly. "Quiet doesn't scare me." He didn't know her secret, that she'd been married to a man whose rage filled every room. Silence to her was safety, but silence can hide danger too, and theirs was coming. For the first time in months, Sam followed Clara like a shadow, never speaking, never touching, only watching with those haunted eyes. She washed dishes and he mirrored the motions. She read by lantern light, and he sat near the fire carving wood. Eli's chest ached as he watched them, unsure if it was hope or fear burning inside him. But Clara avoided something. Each night she'd quietly refold that same letter without reading it. One dusk, Eli found her outside, staring toward the distant road. "Who are you waiting on?" he asked, Clara startled. "No one, and everyone." Her eyes were wet, but she turned away before he saw the tear fall. That same night, a stranger's boot print appeared outside the barn. Eli spotted the boot print near the corral before dawn. Fresh, deep, and too close to the house. He moved Clara and Sam inside and shut the door. She paled. "It's him," she whispered. Eli didn't press. He could see the terror in her trembling hands. Sam noticed too. He walked over and placed his small hand over hers. It was the first time he'd willingly touched anyone since his mother died. Clara broke. "My husband wasn't the man folks think he was. Before he passed, he left debts. Dangerous ones." Eli exhaled sharply. "You brought someone after you?" She shook her head. "I brought someone after us." By sundown, that someone was already closer. A wagon creaked down the snowy trail. Eli spotted it from the ridge and felt his stomach knot. The driver wore a black coat and carried a rifle across his knees. Clara grabbed Sam instinctively, pulling him behind her. "His name is Brannigan," she whispered. "He wants the money my husband owed. Or me." Eli's jaw clenched. "He won't take either." As Brannigan approached the gate, Sam hid behind Clara's skirt, but then something changed. The boy's breathing slowed, eyes narrowing with a strange clarity. Eli had seen that look before, the night of the fire, when Sam tried pulling his mother's body from the smoke. Sam was remembering something, and it wasn't good. Brannigan dismounted slowly. "Eli Turner," he growled, "you've got something that belongs to me." Clara shook. Eli stepped forward. "You're not touching her." The outlaw smirked. "I wasn't asking." Sam suddenly darted out, placing himself between Clara and the outlaw. shaking but unmoving. The boy's silent defiance stunned Eli. "Sam, back inside," he whispered. But Sam refused. He stared at Brannigan the way a wounded colt stares down a predator, fear mixed with fire. Clara clutched her chest. "He's protecting me." Eli swallowed hard. "Hit that subscribe button if you feel every heartbeat in this moment," the narrator whispers. Then Brannigan reached for his gun. Snow erupted as Eli lunged, knocking Brannigan's arm aside. The gun fired into the sky, horses bolting. Clara grabbed Sam and ran toward the barn. "Stay with me," she gasped, pushing hay bales against the door. Sam nodded, trembling, then reached for something under a tarp, his mother's old lantern. Clara watched him strike it alive with perfect focus. No hesitation. "You're not afraid of fire?" she whispered. Sam shook his head. "Fire saved me." It was the first full sentence he'd spoken in a year. Clara's breath caught, but outside men shouted. More were arriving. The barn walls trembled under heavy boots. The barn trembled under the weight of boots outside. But inside, Clara noticed something Sam had drawn in the dirt with his finger. A symbol, a crooked M with a circle around it. She froze. Her late husband had told her once, "If you ever see this mark, run." It belonged to the men he'd crossed, the men Brannigan worked for. Suddenly, another realization hit her. Brannigan wasn't here for debts. He was here because Sam had seen that symbol the night of the fire that killed his mother. Sam's breathing grew sharp, memories flickering across his eyes like sparks. Clara knelt. "Sam, did the men who came that night wear this mark?" He nodded slowly. Eli's face drained of color because he recognized the mark too. It belonged to a gang Eli once rode with, a secret he'd hoped his son would never remember. And Brannigan wasn't the last man coming. He was only the warning. Eli fought like a man with nothing left to lose, but Brannigan's men forced him back toward the barn. Clara held Sam close as the door crashed open. Brannigan stepped in, bruised but smiling. "End of the road, widow." He grabbed her arm, only for Sam to swing the lantern at his wrist with a sharp cry. The glass shattered, flame licking the hay. Brannigan cursed, stumbling. Clara pulled Sam behind her. "Don't touch him," she screamed. Eli barreled in, slamming Brannigan into the post. The outlaw hit the ground as flames grew behind them. But outside, more hoofbeats thundered through the snow. Eli fought like a man with nothing left to lose, but Brannigan's men forced him back toward the barn. Clara held Sam close as the door crashed open. Brannigan stepped in, bruised but smiling. "End of the road, widow." He grabbed her arm, only for Sam to swing the lantern at his wrist with a sharp cry. The glass shattered, flame licking the hay. Brannigan cursed, stumbling. Clara pulled Sam behind her. "Don't touch him," she screamed. Eli barreled in, slamming Brannigan into the post. The outlaw hit the ground as flames grew behind them. But outside, more hoofbeats thundered through the snow.